Hi, my name is Jessica Kennedy. This is for HIUS 797. This is my video defense for my paper of Black Petticoats and Hidden Notes. It focuses on the spies and espionage tactics used during the Revolutionary War. I'm presently just working on my PhD through Liberty. I also attained my master's through Liberty. I've left high school teaching in the hopes of teaching at a university level. I'm interested in this project for two reasons. The one is very simple. First, I just love the colonial period and find the resilience of the people most fascinating. Our founding fathers really just kind of fought through a lot of different things to become who they were. Second is the opportunity for independent study. I've always preferred this kind of research path for me. I find that I'm a researcher more than a writer most of the time. It's probably due to genetics. My father's a researcher, so there you go. The key research question for my work is whether or not the use of spies and espionage tactics during the Revolutionary War by the British and the colonials, was it tied to the Patriots' success and some of the losses as well? Was the use of these sometimes less than honorable tactics really important to the cause, and could Washington have won without it? Using a blended research methodology of both textual and culture with a bit of military provided me with plenty of source for the research outcome. The major type of evidence is primary sources like George Washington papers, the Henry Clinton papers, the Marquis de Lafayette papers, and a lot of first-hand accounts like that, because they kept their letters, they kept their correspondence, and they got passed down until places like the Library of Congress and the National Archives really took them on and took care of them. The book by Major Benjamin Talmadge that he wrote for his children is an autobiography. It tells his whole life story and all his exploits during the Revolutionary War and after, as well as Paul Revere has one as well. The personal correspondence between General Washington and his military personnel, and sometimes outside the military. He wrote to his wife a lot and discussed a lot of things with her through his correspondence. The secondary sources are both a collective of regional histories, like the Massachusetts Historical Society, Daughters of the Revolution, the Connecticut Historical Society, things like that, but also and George Washington's Mount Vernon, of course. But then there's broad spectrum, like Alexander Rose's Washington Spies, which ended up coming into a TV show, which brought a lot of attention to the Culper spy ring. But there's also The Damned Rebels by Michael Pearson. It's a British viewpoint of the Revolutionary War. It tells a little bit of a different story. Less propaganda, more military facts. Morton Pennypacker's book from the 1930s, Work on Spies, especially with Robert Townsend and Nathan Hale. The main conclusion from my research is that undoubtedly the use of both military and private citizens as spies, various espionage tactics, and the flow of information was significant in the successful outcome for the colonists. To take on the task of defeating the largest military in the world at the time and actually win provides Americans today with this ingrained desire for liberty, equality, true representation in our government, and a sense of American pride. Further studies with this, there's a lot lacking. There's a lot of information that's just gone or hasn't been found yet. It's in a cabinet somewhere. There's so much information on the Culper ring since it came out, since, the papers and the correspondence actually came out. There's been a lot of research done on them. It's no wonder that there's so many TV shows and movies and books about the general of spying during the American Revolution, especially with the Culper ring. The Sons of Liberty, for instance, is not necessarily a network of spies, but they did use various espionage tactics. in their resistance to the British authority. They used coded messages, disguises, lies, covert meetings, and scouts and their own spies of sorts. As early as 1766 and probably before. This was in Boston and New York. There's also a very limited amount of information on the women who spied and participated in exchange for information on both American and British sides. Further research through diaries, letters, and unknown or unpublished sources needs its time in the light. I've enjoyed this experience of this research. I did a little small version of it back during my master's, but this has become a wonderful research project. Thank you.